Good afternoon on this Wednesday. I hope your day is going well so far. It is 12:30. I'm Julie Broughton. This is Take 6. Thank you so much for spending a little bit of time with us today for your afternoon news and weather update. Now, yesterday we saw a few very isolated showers and thunderstorms, especially across our southern counties. Today we are dry, we are warm, but we are tracking a front that's moving through. We'll talk more about what that will mean for the rest of your work week coming up in just a few minutes. But first, every Wednesday we check in with News 6 anchor Eric Von Aken with his Protecting Our Community segment. And this week he had to set his clock really early to head to Longwood. That's where police officers are joining students at the bus stop. And they say it is not only protecting the community, but is protecting our schools from bullying, threats of violence, and even actual violence.
Right now, it's 9:04 a.m. We're at the corner of Wayman and Longdale here in Longwood, and the lieutenants invited us here to this middle school bus stop because they want us to see what happens when they show up.
Good morning. Good to see you again. Oh, you got a new bus driver? Have they been on time? Would you like a Slurpee coupon? I'm Officer Dawn Ortiz. I'm the Community Relations Officer for the Longwood Police Department.
And you lead the Bus Stop Buddy program?
I do.
How do the kids respond to you?
Differently. Some we have that stay away from the group, so they just wave. I usually do some kind of an icebreaker with like a Slurpee coupon or a sticker, or I'll try to like engage them. Do you guys like some Slurpee coupons? I know you love the Slurpee coupons.
There are only 2 schools in the city of Longwood, but lots of these kids go to schools outside the city of Longwood. So there are 35 bus stops in all in this city that Officer Ortiz tells me she tries to get to at least once a week. And it's not just chit-chat at these bus stop meetups. She hears about things happening with the kids, but she also hears about things happening in the schools. We cover this way too often, sometimes kids bringing weapons to schools,
Yes.
or kids making threats. I would imagine this is a great place for you to hear about something like that before it happens.
100%. And that's why we try to make that connection when there's not an incident happening, when there's no emergency.
Have you heard about something really serious like that during one of these encounters?
Threats, yes, we have, and we have handled them through the proper channels. Bullying, we have 100%. We've handled those through the proper channels. How are you? Good. All right, nothing going on. I just want to give you a Slurpee coupon.
Is this a good idea?
I think it is. It's just, it shouldn't be every single day, maybe like once a week or something.
Wow. So you'd like to see it more?
Yeah.
More officers visiting more students and more bus stops?
Is this getting results protecting our community?
It 100% is. It is, because we are making that connection and we are getting tips that are preventing things from happening. Anything that's going to prevent our children to learn and get their education, we want to we want to intervene. It is 9:06.
Protecting our community in Longwood, Eric Von Aken getting results. News 6.
All right, when I said he had to set his clock really early, I didn't realize it was 9 o'clock in the morning, so he didn't have to get up that early. But great story. We love that, humanizing the bad. From Longwood to Eatonville, leaders in Winter Park are talking about an initiative that would help repair cracked sidewalks near Hungerford Elementary. News 6's Mark Lehman is there and shows us how this would get safety results for students.
This project is part of an overall plan by the Florida Department of Transportation. The goal here in Eatonville is extending sidewalks where they're needed and also making repairs in critical spots like here along West Street, where you can see cracks along the sidewalk, damage to this drain pipe as well. All of this is improving safety for students. As a crossing guard for 7 years, Linda McKnight has seen walkways crumble in spots and plenty of close calls. What about the safety situation here on the roads for kids?
No, the safety for myself too.
Yeah.
Because pedestrians, I mean, we're trying to follow the law, but they're not.
That's why she's excited about the FDOT Safe Routes to School project. It's a plan to improve safety for kids walking to school by repairing sidewalks or adding some where they're needed.
Some kids try to walk around them. and we don't want them to.
In an agreement with Eatonville, the city of Winter Park is voting to approve the plan. It would install wider walkways and reconstruct driveways along 5 roads near Hungerford Elementary. Now here along Fitzgerald Drive is an area that's especially concerning. We have narrow sidewalks and cracks in many areas. There's also a stretch of about 10 feet that runs around this large tree right here, and the concrete slab is pushed up a couple of inches. On top of that, the sidewalk slopes down towards the roadway. It's a dangerous situation and needs to be replaced. Flashing beacons would also be added at 2 intersections, including McKnight's Crossing, where she says it's needed more often than not.
They'll keep on driving till either me or the police stop them. And
that gives you that extra layer of protection.
Yes, very much.
With the approval of this project, construction is expected to begin by summer or early fall, and the work is expected to wrap up by next year. In Eatonville, Mark Lehman, Getting Results, News 6.
Okay, I have a question for you. Have you ever wanted your own backyard chickens? Did you know you could rent them? Yes, this is a thing. I didn't know it was either. But News 6's Ginger Gadsden will join us after the break and tell us all about how you can rent a coop. And we will also check in on the rest of your work week forecast and take a look ahead to the weekend. Stay with us. We'll be back in about 2 minutes. The time now is 12:37. I'm Julie Broughton. Welcome back to Take 6. President Donald Trump's national security team is expected to face tough questioning from Congress after messages about the U.S. bombing in Yemen were sent to the editor of The Atlantic. Former Florida Representative Mike Waltz, who now serves as national security advisor, said he is taking full responsibility. CBS's Natalie Brand has the latest.
There were no sources, methods, locations, or war plans that were shared.
Members of President Trump's national security team returned to Capitol Hill Wednesday, where Democratic lawmakers are calling for accountability as new details emerge about the group chat they were a part of discussing a U.S. strike on Houthi rebels.
Everyone here knows that the Russians or the Chinese could have gotten all of that information, and they could have passed it on to the Houthis, who easily could have repositioned weapons and altered their plans to knock down planes or sink ships.
The Atlantic originally reported their editor-in-chief was inadvertently included in the group chat on Signal, an encrypted but non-government approved messaging app. This morning, The Atlantic published a follow-up showing messages from Defense Secretary Pete Hegseth sent shortly before the strike included the operational timeline and type of aircraft that would be used.
The magazine says it chose to reveal more details as the president and top administration officials insist classified information was not shared.
It wasn't classified information.
Nobody's texting more plans.
There should be an investigation.
CBS News national security contributor Sam Vinograt says typically operational plans about upcoming strikes are always classified.
If it's exploited by a foreign adversary or by a bad actor, that could put U.S. service members in harm's way, and also just gives insights into how the U.S. government is thinking about conducting military operations.
The White House press secretary responded to the New Atlantic article, contending the magazine has conceded these were not war plans, and she called the story a hoax. Natalie Brand, CBS News, the White House.
And we will continue to follow this story and have the latest for you coming up later today on News 6 beginning at 4. All right, so have you ever dreamt of having backyard chickens laying organic farm fresh eggs for you every single day? I know a lot of folks are experiencing sticker shock when they go to the grocery store. Well, News 6's Ginger Gadsden has something I had never heard of, so she tells us how you can actually rent a backyard coop.
Whoa, what is this place?
Welcome to Cozy Coop Rentals, your turnkey solution to having backyard chickens.
What do you do here?
We rent the chickens, the coop, to people like you so you can enjoy farm fresh eggs every day.
At home?
At home.
Benedette Gervin is not clucking around when she says families deserve fresh food.
So we have several different coops set up.
Like a lot of us during the pandemic, she just wanted a space to spend more time outside with her family. Living in College Park, she started with a few raised garden beds, but kept telling her husband, Charlie,
God, I wish we could have our own backyard chickens.
Be careful what you wish for. She and Charlie found a 5-acre farm in Tavares, complete with 11 chickens.
And then I got my backyard chicken dream, and it was wonderful.
But she didn't stop there. They now have 300 chickens.
I just kept thinking to myself, God, I wish more people could have access to this, because not only are the eggs delicious and they're good for you and you know exactly where they're coming from, but the kids watching them interact with the chickens and kind of like learning about this whole new life cycle of where an egg comes from.
That's when the idea for Cozy Coop Rentals was hatched. You just started this.
We just launched it.
Here's how it works. They build the coop right on their farm and deliver it fully stocked with feathered friends. You get farm fresh eggs every day without the hassle. And they have options. For smaller families, the Polar Express Coop. And this is what would be delivered.
This is what would be delivered. It will come completely set up.
Need more eggs? Time to upgrade to Cluckingham Palace. And this is Cluckingham Palace.
This is Cluckingham Palace. It's cute. It's got this little scalloped design on it.
And here's the best part. The coops, they're on wheels.
So you can move it around and give them fresh grass if you choose to keep them in there.
With egg prices soaring and bird flu causing shortages, backyard chickens are looking like a genius life hack. One hen lays about 290 eggs a year. 4 hens will give you 2 dozen eggs a week, and Cozy Coop Rentals includes everything. A predator-proof mobile coop, chickens, of course, feed and water containers, non-GMO chicken feed, bedding, and regular chicken checkups. Bernadette believes backyard chickens can be a game changer.
This seems like the right time to really help people experience the joy of having chickens and your own fresh eggs. While also, like, my goal is a coop in every backyard. And I think it can really revolutionize the dependency that we have on this kind of broken food system.
And we know raising chickens isn't for everyone.
Hi.
But there's only one way to find out. Because sometimes you gotta break a few eggs to make an omelet. Getting results in Tavares, Ginger Gadsden, News 6.
Okay, I love that story so much. I wish Ginger were here that we could actually talk about it. And I love the names of the chicken coops. So that was absolutely fabulous. All right, our weather today is also pretty fabulous out there. You saw in Ginger's video there, lots of blue sky. I mean, that wasn't shot today, but you know, that's a good enough transition, right? Here's what we're looking at on the satellite and radar imagery for you right now. You'll notice we have a front on the map that is sliding into central Florida. This front is actually going to come through dry. It really is just going to reinforce the drier air in place and kind of take us back into the normal range. We've been warmer than normal for the next couple of days. So as we wrap up the rest of the week, we'll be right around where we typically are this time of year, which is hovering right around 80 degrees. A little bit warmer than that right now in Orlando. We're sitting at 82 degrees. It is 79 in Melbourne, 78 in Cocoa Beach, 80 in Daytona Beach, and you're checking in Ocala at 79 degrees. Here's how it looks for you as we take you through the rest of the day. Again, your clouds and rain forecast as that front front comes through, there's just not enough moisture around for it to really work with. Because of that, especially as we head through the rest of the week, we are talking about sensitive fire weather. We have that burn ban in place in Lake County, so we are continuing to see those troubling drought numbers. We get our drought numbers updated every Thursday, and unfortunately, we are not expecting any improvement this week in that because we really haven't seen much rainfall out there. Now, for today, again, that average high is 80. We go to 87 in the Villages, 85 today in Leesburg, 84 in Kissimmee, and because of a sea breeze, it'll be a little bit cooler along the coast in the mid to upper 70s. Again, that clouds and rain forecast showing that front coming through with very little fanfare, but it will bring us, again, slightly cooler temperatures, just more seasonable temperatures for Thursday and Friday, which, hey, we can't complain about that. 81 on Thursday, 80 on Friday. Then by this weekend, we're tracking another system that actually has a pretty good chance of bringing some showers on Sunday, maybe some actually measurable rainfall on Sunday. Some of the models indicating up to around an inch of rain in some spots, which would be much needed. 84 on Sunday, 85 on Monday, and then 86 on Tuesday. We'll break down your forecast in much greater detail for you starting on News 6 at 4. If you have any questions or comments for us at Take 6, head to clickorlando.com/take6. Let us know what's on your mind. Thank you so much for spending some time with us today, and I will see you at 4.